Sorry about the setup there, guys. Hey, welcome to Rank You Very Much, the podcast. We rank anything and everything, the best, the worst. Who knows what we're doing? But today I know. I'm your host, Joe Bates. I usually play the theme song here, but I have to use my phone for this, so I never came up with a second device. But folks, we have a great show tonight. We are doing Worst Invention. The worst invention, folks. And as always, I have two special guest experts to help me on the show. To the right of me, folks, you may know him as an expert in amateur inventions, Mr. Cale Forbes. Cale, could you explain what one of your amateur inventions that you have expertise is?
So I had this idea that it works with Netflix, and it's called Drunk Flix.
Okay.
And it keeps track of how many beers or cocktails or whatever you have while you're watching Netflix at night. So when you wake up in the morning, it tells you kind of where you're going to start to not remember, so you don't have to watch through 5 minutes of the 6 episodes.
So you don't have to fast forward to the part
you
of
have
your
to
time.
catch yourself back up again and spend an hour the next morning.
That's a good idea.
That's good. Once it feels like, is it using a camera that shows the glaze over your eyes?
I've not gotten that far, to be honest.
He's an ideas man. He's an ideas man. And to the left of me, folks, is HVAC repairman WIlle Bostic.
Hey.
Willie, I appreciate you being on the show, but I do have to ask, since we're doing Worst Invention, why are you on the show?
Well, you called for an HVAC guy to fix, either, I think it was a heating issue.
Okay.
So, but I think, it got convoluted because, I'm the dude that goes in the vents. If you need, if there's a squirrel that gets in there or something like that, they'll send me in the vent. Sean usually sends me up there.
So you're saying invent Sean?
Yeah, I think that's where it kind of... I thought I was going to just fix something.
But
I saw the microphone and the camera.
And you thought, when I said, hey, worst invention, you thought I was saying, you're the worst in the vent, Sean.
Yeah.
Because I thought you were Sean.
Yeah, no, it's common.
But you're Willie.
I cannot tell you how many times this happens where I do a podcast.
That you had no reason to be. Yeah,
there's so many interviews. I'm like, it's a play on words again. Jeez, that was gonna be a promotion.
Welcome to the Cool Cast. We have HVAC repairman.
Yeah.
He's pretty good in the vent. So.
Well, you know what they say about vents. No need to say it again. We're doing
expensive.
Yeah, they are expensive. They'll take down a project. Worst invention, folks. That's what we're talking about with these two special guest experts who I'm a little worried about already. We're talking about Flowbee. Flowbee was a vacuum haircut thing. Snuggie, fidget spinner, cigarettes, Facebook, Douls, mustard gas, printer ink cartridges, Keurig, truck nuts, and the clapper. Those are our inventions we'll be talking about today. And as always, there's an empty spot. If you're watching and want to comment and let us know an invention we may have missed, feel free. Call in on BitChat or Meet and Greet or whatever the hell it's called right now. Or comment on Facebook Live. We're going to have a fantastic show, as always, folks. I think this is episode 49.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've gained no real notoriety.
The next one will be a big deal.
Yeah, that's going to be a real... The penultimate one. When you watch a season of television, the second to last one is usually the best one. Mailman.
Is it a man or... That doesn't matter.
It's a man in the lake. No, not in Meridian. You don't have a truck in Meridian. Oh, no, they know where I live now. But anyways, these are the worst inventions.
Who are you talking to?
These are the worst inventions we'll be talking about, folks. And as always, we start with the veto round. We each go one at a time to decide what should be taken off the list. It's not the worst invention. And as always, we start with the oldest person here, Mr. Cale Forbes.
Yeah, dude. Listen, I'm going to say...
That's all we're doing.
No, I'm talking to them.
Okay.
The Keurig.
You don't think the Keurig is the worst invention?
No. It definitely has a purpose. It makes 1 cup of coffee. Sometimes you want to have 1 cup of coffee pretty quickly, and you don't want to have to deal with grounds and a bunch of bullshit. It's just a machine put the thing in, you close it, and you hit a button, and it's
It's
coffee.
all self-contained.
And then they got ones that have like creamer in them, so you don't even have to buy creamer. You just buy the certain kind.
They have ones with creamer in them now.
Yeah.
So here's what my buddy
Like
who
donut
hates
shop or
hates Keurigs was saying. Oh, the donut shop that has creamer in it. Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
My buddy hates Keurig because it killed his parents. No, because
I understand.
A lot of coffee.
he goes, it's so much pollution. It's so much trash to get one cup of coffee.
That doesn't make it a bad invention.
This is here's the stance you're taking. You're saying if something creates a lot of waste, not a bad invention.
Yeah, like,
I mean,
nobody has a big problem with cars.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good invention.
What about 6 packs of sodas? Nobody's stopping those.
Yeah, they are. They're big deals. They choke fish out.
Yeah, but
Ducks are
still
dying
in the
every day because
store.
of Coca-Cola.
Yeah, but they're not.
Well, you should have them on the
putting
episode.
Yeah.
Ducks or Coke?
There's
Ducks.
Coca-Cola.
They're like, I hate the Coke. The rings. That's the worst one.
Is Coke rings on there? Coke rings sounds like somebody trying to do the Olympics really high.
Well, I'd say first round for me, it's either Keurig or.
So you got to choose one. So you looks like you're going Keurig.
I mean, I feel like.
I don't want you to
feel like
jump the
there's
gun.
a couple obvious ones that aren't the worst on the list, and that is one of them.
Okay, we'll take Keurig off the list. Looking at all the other ones, I can't disagree that I do like a Keurig. At work, it's a lot easier to deal with when you're going through that system. I
Nobody
don't
has
mind
to
it.
brew a pot.
I'm thinking the biggest thing with Keurig really is just the trash it creates. Outside that, it's nice to be able to just get one cup of coffee out of a coffee machine.
Yeah, you got to separate.
Is it called a coffee machine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a
I
maker.
mean, it's a machine that makes
Coffee maker. Coffee maker.
But you could also call it Folgers is a coffee maker.
I feel like a coffee maker should make coffee, and I should have so little to do with it.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like I'm making the coffee.
Yeah, it's like a
just
barista.
Yeah, the person at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
That's also a coffee maker.
Man,
But then you go back further and there's a farmer
Yeah.
that grows the beans.
and that's a coffee maker.
Coffee maker sends the beans to the coffee maker, and then they put the coffee.
I'm gonna cross everything off the list. Let's just talk about the
Yeah.
process of coffee.
No, it's
So farmer beans, cocoa beans, correct?
I believe so.
You need hot brown water.
Hot brown water. What? Why is it gonna be brown?
It helps with like the coffee color. Something like that.
If you start out with the brown water, it does make it a lot more dark and
Yeah. That's what dark roast is.
So Flint, Michigan makes the best coffee.
Yes.
Oh no, they got great coffee right now.
I want my coffee unleaded, not in Flint. Anyways, they have a real problem. And support their
Yeah, donate money.
donate money
For
to
coffee.
Haiti, which I think
That's
does that get the Flint?
No.
I thought it was Haiti was like the Swiss bank where you can get money to charity easier if you go through Haiti.
For us, that's like you gotta go completely opposite direction.
I don't like this. I like this. Anyways, but you know what I mean.
I don't know.
I don't know if I know.
Must be a bank.
So, Mr. Willie Bostic, HVAC repairman, local legend. What do you think is not the worst invention on this list?
I'm gonna go the printer ink.
Oh my
cartridges.
gosh, that's even worse. It's the dumbest thing ever.
I get it.
They last for like 5 prints.
But that was like, okay, there's better inventions now, but like
At
there
the
was
time.
a good chunk of time where if you wanted like anything on the paper that wasn't invisible, you needed the ink. And I agree that it wasn't fun to like change them, and then your idiot friend would come over and print out like a full color picture.
You're also not supposed to throw them away. You're supposed to like put them in a different type of bin, I think.
So most of these are just about the waste that they create.
Well, it seems like the first 2 we're taking off definitely is about the waste.
I didn't know this was gonna be like a nerd thing all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were doing a nerd shit.
Should've just brought
I didn't know I was playing chess on this podcast.
I like
Should've brought
There's
a
no
new
waste
one.
in that.
I
don't know.
There is some waste.
I think that
I do a lot of waste of time.
I think the ink cartridges aren't the worst invention.
All right.
What else would you do? Like what?
What else?
what
You
is
have
it
a
that
little
you're-
dude in the printer, and he writes it really quickly. Easy.
I mean, that would take down.
Yeah, what would you put the ink in? Not a cartridge?
So I don't know. You know, I just feel like it's not the most efficient way of doing it. Maybe like maybe a spray paint style.
It's like an appendix.
I feel like you're making fun of this when we're trying to have a legitimate conversation.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not the expert here. You guys are the experts. So
clearly.
Yeah, that's apparent.
I wish I had a picture of my dad. Like, no, this is apparent. And
I think we got one on the.
Did we get
Facebook
one?
Live.
Thanks for watching. Keep watching, my friend.
Later.
They usually stick on for about 3-5 seconds at a time.
Shit, we didn't say anything.
Sometimes they watch for a while, though, you know? Sometimes you get guys like Peter Frederick Wallace and Nolan Miller. They'll watch the whole episode.
Nothing to do.
Nothing to do.
You record it too, right?
Yeah, I'll go on YouTube later, and that's when the real views start hitting.
Oh,
in,
nice.
you know?
That's when we make the money.
Yeah. I do have one that has like 100-something views on Facebook or on YouTube, which was the RuPaul's Drag Race, which had a lot of clickbait name in it, you know?
People really like that show.
People really like that show. Also, the fast food ones got like 40-50 views from when I did live at Crossroads with Chris Seymour and DJ Dangler.
Oh, yeah, they said that one was fun.
Those are good names.
Yeah. Well, they're not as good of names as expert in amateur invention Cale Forbes and HVAC repairman WIlle Bostic. Is it pronounced Willie or WIlle?
Willie.
Okay. I'm up next. I'm going to take one of these inventions off the list that I don't think is the worst invention.
What's the thing with the least carbon footprint?
Nice.
I don't have any sponsors. I want to make that abundantly clear. But I don't like talking at length about this. I think it's made worse people, but I do think it's better that it exists. And I don't think Facebook is the worst invention ever made.
I don't think so.
I do stand-up comedy. I don't know. These guys do different things. I do stand-up, and Facebook is mainly the reason I use it is just to get booked for different Facebook things.
Selfish.
To see people. Well, not everybody can be you. Where you just kind of keep off into the distance in the dark and get thrown a rope over.
It's in the vents.
It's in the vents. But yeah, do you guys think Facebook is not the worst invention?
I don't think it's the worst
I
invention.
think people make Facebook shittier. I don't think Facebook is like the reason. Like, it's a good idea.
So Facebook was an outlet, and people on it became shitty. So Facebook itself was a good idea, but people, you're saying the hearts of people man is inherently evil.
I feel like when people are like, I had to take a break from social media, it's because the people suck, and that's making me tired. But I can go to just like an event page, like what's going on near me today.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
You can do that.
It's super convenient.
I wonder though. So this is what I was telling somebody the other day. I go, Facebook, Twitter, all these things are outlets, right?
Yeah.
You can vent your feelings. You can vent your feelings.
Willie.
Like Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Vent your feelings. Which, if you see a therapist or you see somebody like that, their whole thing is you need to talk out your feelings so you can get past your feelings. And I believe Twitter and Facebook is a lot of all these people who have been angry with the world. Occupy Wall Street, the police shootings, Trump, abortions, the NFL flag controversy. Well, all these people are now like venting their feelings about it, getting it out of their system. So these uprisings or these protests don't last very long.
Yeah.
Because people get over it quicker.
What?
I think the ability to vent your feelings so easily allows people not to
care about an issue for a long period of time.
Yeah, because they don't hold it in.
And you have access to more things to be upset about on a daily basis. So.
Yeah. People can.
Before you could just call your friend.
You
Like,
could.
Ooh, I'm steamed.
But you're not really like letting the public know, because like when you're telling your friend, like the people need to know this. When you're on Facebook, the people know now.
It's funny that people that do that though are like letting their opinion known to the world have like 20 friends.
The people that are really...
The people that are really like giving it, like sticking it to the man, have like it's like your grandpa's friend.
Please retweet.
4 Twitter followers.
He changed his life.
Yeah.
The
It's
grandfather's friend was like, you know, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, because they're gonna retweet this.
There are other people outside this.
Upwards of 10 people are gonna see that post.
Yeah.
It could change everything.
That's all it takes sometimes.
Yeah.
That's all it takes is 10
10
people. 10, the Civil
10
Rights
people.
Movement started by 10 people.
You know they had that movie
Yeah.
300 based on that thing. All you need is 10.
It was actually an exaggeration. It was just 10
Yeah,
people.
it's just 10.
Yeah.
You know how they have the movie Jaws?
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
But the shark?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is that what this
Anyway,
episode's about? We know movies? No.
Facebook off the list, folks. And how was that? That round of veto went pretty well, I think. I don't think anyone had any issues with it. I think the people who are watching currently, this is in a future time because no one's watching right now, are learning. They're gaining knowledge. They're feeling better about themselves. So why don't we do another round of veto with the youngest person here, Mr. Cale Forbes. Silence is
Okay.
the best part.
I don't even know what the Flowbee is.
So
I didn't know before. You mentioned
yeah, a
it.
Flowbee
the
is
hair
basically
thing.
like you know how you had like those giant vacuums you would use at garages. You know those.
Yeah, like a shop vac.
Yeah. It's like a shop vac, but in it, when they're shop vacuuming you, there's a blade in there, so it sucks your hair up and cuts it.
Yeah.
And the way to do it, you can't do it like this. You have to like suck the hair up like that.
It's like you're just jerking a dick off. On
You're jerking a dick on your hair.
Remember in Wayne's World, that was like the fake invention they did. They had
Yeah.
like they're doing the show and they have the amateur and he's like it's called like the sucking cut or something. And he puts it on Garth's head. And he's like, put this on your melon, dude. It's seriously, yeah, it's the same thing, but like.
Yeah, no, that's super dumb. So that could be.
Yeah, Joe showed it to me like right before because I didn't know either, and I was like, "Oh, that's gotta be
So
like in the episode."
The Flowbee, my dad wanted to buy that because he thought that would save money for our family. He's like, we'll just cut Joe's hair with
That
it.
was the ticket.
Yeah, that was. He thought.
How much
Flowbee-
do you spend on haircuts?
$5,000 a week.
Yeah.
My hair grows
Style.
fast.
There's no styling. With the
There's no style with a Flowbee.
Yeah, and it's not like a scissor is that difficult.
Yeah,
to
or
manipulate.
a bowl. Just put a bowl over my
Yeah,
head.
just suck it off and just see what happens.
That's how I got her. And
That's a bad idea. Is a vacuum with hair. It is gonna get, I bet you too it gets clogged all the time.
I would assume that it like doesn't cut the hair. It like rips the hair off your head.
Oh,
Yeah.
certainly.
That's what I'm most
You think
scared
it's a
of.
blade that goes side to side, or if it's just like on a roll? Because if it's like a roll.
Oh no! It just goes straight down and the blade into your head.
It just stabs you, punctures your skin.
Yeah, it's real dumb. I don't know if it's I think it's like an electric razor type thing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's probably just like a razor, but it's like, are you tired of sweeping up
What if
hair all the
there's-
time?
What if there's just not a blade in there and it's just a vacuum?
People think their hair is getting cut. It's
Maybe it just feels good.
Yeah, it just feels nice.
Maybe they're just like, oh, somebody dumped a bunch of glitter on my head again.
There's a guy in the commercial like, it does not work for pubic hair.
And my dick cut the Flowbee.
Yeah, Flowbee's definitely got to stay up there.
Yeah.
Flowbee's nuts.
I think I know.
I
No,
wrote that.
Joe.
You can keep
Get
it
it
up.
together.
What are you thinking of, buddy?
I think I'm gonna take off Snuggie. I
Really?
think the Snuggie. It definitely had its time in pop
It
culture.
was definitely a fad.
Yeah, it was definitely big, and I used a Snuggie, and it was pretty good.
It's
It's a blanket with sleeves.
we had a couple Snuggies given for Christmas, and it works out pretty
Yeah, you
well.
think you're not gonna use them, and they're gonna be shit, but they were actually pretty.
Because if you're sitting down, it's nice to have arm movement.
Yeah, you can play video games.
Yeah, it's nice to have arm movement in a blanket.
You
It
don't
really
have
is.
to whip it all off your chest and
Wow.
expose your cold naked body.
You got to suck it off, whip it out. I mean, so many sexual
Stick it in.
things.
You made the suck it off sexual.
No, that's.
I mean, that's
Why can't there be just a good old non-sexual suck it off?
Every podcast, it's all sucking
Welcome
off.
back to Cool Cast. We're talking about sucking it off.
But with a vacuum haircut.
It's sticking it in, but with your arms and a snuggie.
But Snuggie, I agree with you. I've actually enjoyed the times I've worn a Snuggie. It really is. It really kind of went past its time, really changed from the color blue to other colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they
That's
changed
what
the
I
other,
really
I was like,
like.
all right, Snuggie, they had a camo one. I was like, yeah, you went too
I
far.
remember that red one really pissed everyone
Oh
off.
my God! It was like Starbucks with the Christmas cups. It was the same kind of.
It was a war on Christmas.
It was a war on Snuggies.
I would say the only reason, I guess you're going to take it down anyway, but the only defense for it being a terrible invention is that it's essentially like a bathrobe that you put on backwards.
Yeah.
Like it was already.
So you're saying
invented.
it's just like a You're saying it's just not really an invention.
Yeah, just put it on wrong.
It's a bathrobe that covers your feet,
Yeah,
basically.
but I don't think it's not the worst ever. It's made
Yeah. Well,
plenty of
also
people warm.
it's just a bathrobe has an opening in the front. A Snuggie has an opening in the back.
And it has
that's what I'm saying.
So I disagree.
it also has a tie bathrobe.
Oh
Put it
yeah,
around.
the tie. I don't like the
Middle
tie
of the
because the tie keeps loosening and coming undone,
Yeah, it
and then
gets
your
like-
dick's hanging out when you're getting the paper.
Yeah. You got this one that's got a little tie in the front, like
Yeah.
In the
But you have a bathrobe.
Oh yeah, I got two.
The guy earlier told me he has one pair of jeans.
Yeah. Well, I have these, which are jeans. They're like.
And 2 pairs of bathrobes. Is it a pair of bathrobes?
Well, one.
Well, I guess it is a pair.
One I got
It's
for
2
Christmas
bathrobes.
does not fit at all. It came in like this weird, like grooming.
Wait,
kit.
is it like that? It's like
It's like. It's
yeah,
like
you ever
a
see
fucking-
Futurama?
Yeah, it's exactly like that. When I put it on.
Zach Brannigan puts on the bathrobe and it's like
super
his
tight.
dick should be hanging out, but it's not.
Super tight. The sleeves go to like right here, and it's for like a man. Apparently, they're like, this is a men's grooming
It's just
kit.
like
And
a
I'm like,
big
this is a
this,
boy's.
this sounds like one that's for Joe Fitzpatrick as a man.
Yeah, Joe Fitzpatrick would look sexy. And then fucking.
All right, we're gonna that's.
I'll bring it over sometime. Let you guys try it on.
Nice.
Well, I wanted to see you in it.
Yeah,
And
I wanted to try it.
I'll come up with it on.
let's do a bathrobe fashion contest. Willie, you're up next. I hope you're ready. I hope you got the heart for this. You know, it's not an easy task to take things off the list.
I know. It's daunting.
Just so you know, me and Cale are drinking coffee with Kahlua, and Willie just went, I'll take a PBR.
Would you mind if I
Well, it
get
doesn't have
that
any cream or sugar.
Yeah, you can knock one off. We'll talk a little bit. You can go, after you knock one off, I'll knock one off. You can go over and get another one.
I'm gonna do the clapper.
The clapper.
Oh, the clapper's so shitty though. You know it responds to any noise you make.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna say.
Did you ever have a clapper?
No.
I had one.
You had a clapper?
I had a clapper in my room.
You're the reason we're at the show then, because I can't believe I've never met anybody who had a clapper.
Yeah, if you ever know, I was like, you lay in your bed and it's dark and you go, your lights would turn on.
That's why I don't think this is the worst ever, because I never had one, but I knew people that did, and it was funny. It's hilarious, like seeing someone so excited about a product, they put it in their house, and then
And they just fall.
someone on TV starts clapping, and the lights are just
Also, if somebody's just reading in a room and you pop the door open and go,
yeah.
shut the door.
I did that all the time.
And then if you hit 3 times, there's like 2 things.
It goes like a permanent
It goes.
strobe
It's
light.
like for 2 separate things. So if you do 3 claps, it does like something else. You can program it or whatever. So if you
Does it make it coffee? Like
too
what,
many,
what is the other thing it could possibly do other than be on or
turn
off?
on a different
Lies
light.
to your girlfriend for you.
Turns on the Xbox.
He was with his friends.
It sucks so bad because it doesn't recognize the claps correctly. Because you'll do like 2 and it'll just recognize 1, and then you're just lights still on.
So you have to there's an amount of time between claps.
Yeah, so you're just in your room.
Yeah, it's okay. It might be the worst invention, but I had so much.
So to you, it's not. To you, it is the worst invention if you bought it, but not the worst invention because you can prank other people with it. So you've caused hours of enjoyment because you've seen other.
I
people
think
with
it's the funniest one.
It is probably the funniest.
It's
in the commercial, clap on,
Yeah.
clap on, clap off. The clap worst fucking jingle.
But a lot of people, we didn't even know what it is. Like, people bought it. It was just the idea.
Yeah, we still, like, they haven't had a clapper in 20, 30 years.
Yeah, no one missed it. That's the best part. Nobody was like, oh, finally, the perfect way to turn on a light.
I like to think that there was somebody who, when the clapper came out, they're like, I don't need light switches.
Yeah.
They didn't have any
Get
light
rid of
switches.
all of them.
Get rid of all the light switches. Or they just built a house like, I don't want it. Everything's clapper oriented. And they go to every house before they go to bed.
But then there's the one that's, oh shit.
Shit, did I clap 3 times? Did I clap twice?
It'd be like the same person.
Self-destruct started. So why do they have that?
That gives a toast and we're just...
Yeah, there's...
My pacemaker!
It's just super dated at this point. Like, you can do create lips with, like, Alexa and whatever. You can, like, ask her to turn your...
Have you seen, we have a friend, Caitlin, she has a video of me, she put a video of me on Snapchat. It's gone now, but it was, I had a party at my house, and we wanted to put Alexa on. So I just yelled at Alexa, and I go, Alexa, play pop music. Alexa! And it's not doing anything. And after a while, I go, Alexa, it's me, Joe. Play pop. It doesn't. Then I forgot that in Alexa, you have to press a button to get it to start. It's not just a talking to thing. So it's just me drunk holding Alexa going, it's me, Joe. Like that was the problem all along. So we're taking the clapper off?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Strong.
I like the idea of it not being the worst invention because it is a bad invention, but because it also caused hilarity.
It saved
for you to
itself.
experience.
It closed well.
Yeah, it closed. It is the big punchline in the sky.
Wouldn't it be great? One more thing with the clapper is if like it wasn't clap on clap. If it was just like all right, it's as simple as
an uproarious applause. That's like we
cheer the light on.
Come on, light. We understand that the 2 claps has been a real problem because people can accidentally turn it on. So we're going with 73 claps. Yeah. Exactly.
Like, how much fun is it to be like, oh yeah, I like this light. Dull, boring lights. Get that sort of introduction.
We want to see a little bit of this.
Keep it up.
Ah, fuck, 72.
Light's still on.
Start again. You messed up. It just talks to you and just starts agonizing.
I'm exhausted.
I need this.
So hot.
Man, well, there's no God. And I'm up next. I'm going to take one off the list, and I'm going to go with Fidget Spinner. I don't think the fidget spinner is the worst invention ever. I own 2. I own 2 fidget spinners. I like the
So
fidget
you're biased like I was with the clapper.
Well, you didn't like the clapper.
You like the...
So you had a clapper and you didn't like it. I have a fidget spinner and I enjoy it. And Cale, I've seen you play with that fidget spinner.
Yeah, once.
Did you enjoy it?
I mean, did I enjoy just...
Did you enjoy it?
Not really.
Did you enjoy
I don't think I
it?
enjoyed
Sell them
it.
from the trunk of your car?
Yeah. I saw them though, they're my hubcaps. Just take them off. I got...
It was...
Fidget
I only
spinners.
had fun when I held it sideways and then I took my top finger off and it was bouncing on my thumb.
That's pretty
what
good.
I was
That sounds like
this
a
is
wild
pretty
time.
I mean, it lights up. It lights up.
It's not... I didn't get anything from this. But this... Well, now there's like some skill involved.
I just think that people don't like fidget spinners because they think it's pointless, but I think like everything we do is pointless, so it doesn't matter.
Fair point.
It does what its job is.
I think
Spins.
I think what saves it from not being the worst invention is that it serves no practical purpose, and everyone knows
It came in doing
Yeah,
it.
it's not like, oh, you can use it to open a can of soup.
Yeah,
But I
it's just like-
disagree with that though. It served a purpose because fidget spinners were created at first for people with like OCD, so they could focus on something and it helps them focus on something later. And then everyone else wanted to play with it.
I did not know that.
Does that
Yeah.
work, or would you actually just look at the fucking fidget spinner?
I don't know. Well, I think what it does is it calms people down to focus on one thing, so then when they're done with that, they can focus on something else.
I did see a kid in Kilroy's once, and he had a fidget spinner, and he just spun it, and he looked at it just like it wasn't shit. Like he was disappointed in it. He was like it was like it was starting like.
I feel like there's gonna be a word he says, but it's always just staring at it.
It's just I've never seen just such disappointment and fucking.
You should talk to my dad.
I'll have like 3 or 4.
I don't talk to him.
But he's disappointed.
Yeah.
Well, so you're saying that kid makes it the worst event. I think it's a good one. I like it. I enjoy it.
It's like it was like Xanax for this kid. He just
Yeah.
put his brain off, and he would just sit there and look at a fidget spinner while his mom ate. Fucking
It's the
Red
cheapest
Sox.
version because I use to shut my brain off. I have a stupid PS4 with a bunch of video games that cost way much more.
I don't think that shuts your brain off.
You can spin those.
It is a CD, you know.
That kind of spins.
Spin the whole PlayStation.
Well, I would never do that to my girl.
Alexa?
Hello? It's me, Joe. Alexa. Alright, we're taking fidget spinner
Where
off
is
the
Alexa?
list.
What is she doing?
What is she doing? Well, she's got her thing. Alright,
Classic.
you want to get another
I'm
beer?
gonna sneak out for a second.
Okay.
Do you want to grab
You want-
glue and
you-
coffee?
Yeah. You good, Joe?
I'll take some more.
I'll top you off there, sweetheart.
Alright, we're taking a.
So, Cale. Thank you, Willie, for doing that. Cale, what's your criteria for judging what makes something the worst invention?
I definitely think good intentions, something that sounds like a good idea, but then you actually like
Fails
did it,
miserably.
is garbage.
So,
Like
you
something
were
where you hear
gonna,
about it and you're like, ooh, that sounds.
So it sounds like you were gonna push hard for Clapper.
Clapper was gonna be probably my top 3. I don't think it would have. I don't think it would have taken it, but I would not have voted it.
I can't believe you owned a Clapper. I'm trying to think.
I was like 10 years old.
What are infomercial things? Like I know my parents had a magnet.
I had the My Pillow.
What's the My Pillow?
It's like they have the little balls. Like the commercial is they have like feathers in a tube and an egg on the bottom, and then they drop like a weight into it, and then they have like whatever else you put in pillows, and then they have these little beads that are in the pillow, and like they drop the 5-pound weight in it,
Yeah.
and it goes down, and the egg doesn't break. And they're like, whoa, this could be on your head.
Just sounds like a firm pillow.
Yeah, it's like a thing, and then a little place for your head, and you can't like wash it.
Well,
And
I
it
don't
has,
watch
like, a
anything.
cover, so you take the cover off and wash it. But like if it gets dirty, you can't.
So don't
You
get
know,
cum
you
on
can't
it.
do
Is what you're saying.
Yeah, you do not come on that pillow.
You did not come on the My
That is
Pillow.
not a good pillow to come
Well, I
on.
poured one of them way too full, so be careful.
I'll let you think. You got it.
Hell yeah.
You ever have a My Pillow?
A My Pillow?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
You're in your pocket. Willie, goddamn. What are you? You're goddamn crafty. Hey, how you doing? Oh, fuck, it's the worst one. It's Jordan Davis. I hate him so much.
I was just wondering where I am.
Cool.
I'm at Joe's.
Wow.
We're doing a podcast.
Worst invention.
I'll see you later, Jordan.
Jordan, do you have a worse invention you'd like to add to this podcast?
He's probably just gonna make some dumb joke.
I really don't want him to, but I really wish I didn't ask that question to him.
Willie, is there any glue in this coffee?
Yeah.
Not enough.
Jordan,
I filled it to the top.
yeah. Did you put Kahlua in it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, but I think I got too excited with the coffee, and then I put as much liquid in there as I could.
What's your criteria for deciding what the worst invention is? Like, what makes for him?
I'm gonna go put more.
For him, it was if it had good intentions, but it ended up failing miserably. So the Clapper was going to be one he was going to push really hard.
I think it would. I don't know. Well, because it would be. Because you got like the mustard gas. That's the worst.
Because you got mustard gas. Also, if you're watching, feel free to tell us an invention you don't think is the worst invention. We're down to our final 5. Flowbee, cigarettes, Douls, mustard gas, and truck nuts. So feel free to add one if you think we missed one.
So it's like mustard gas. It could. it's like bad because of like what has happened with it.
Yeah.
But in the sense from like if you're an
That was
inventor,
an invention.
if you're an inventor and you're like, man, I really want like a lot of terrible deaths. I gotta invent something. In that respect, that's
It's
a
good invention.
It's a
It works
crowning
good.
achievement.
So like, so you're saying the kind of, but that's not really your judgment because you think mustard gas is one of the worst inventions.
Yeah, it's like it would have. I think too. At the end of the day, it's like, is it better that that exists?
Yeah. And so you're saying, does the invention make the world a better place? For Cale, it's a failure on the actual inventing of what they're doing.
I could go that way too.
So that's interesting. It's good to have two different viewpoints, which is why we have two experts in two very different fields. One not even inventing. For me, what makes the worst invention is, honestly, would I ever want it? Do I want to own it? Do I want to have it in my house?
Mustard gas?
Well, I could see a situation where I need it. I see a situation every day.
That's how you make mustard.
Who gas?
Oh, gas? I thought it was seeds.
Yeah, that was seed stuff.
Or is that how you make
Made
the
that
gas?
part of
Is
it.
the gas
Well, I
seeds?
believe it. I tell you what, I hear everything I see on television, I believe. So I put myself on television so I can believe in myself.
Pretty good.
You weren't on TV.
CISO.
That's
Is that around?
a streaming service.
Was it good?
It was a streaming service.
Oh,
We had a good set though.
thanks. We're bottom 5. Flowbee, Douls, mustard gas, cigarettes, and of course truck nuts are our 5 worst inventions. Is there anything we're missing from the list, guys? Do you think we should add in the 6th as worst invention? It's Jordan's just nonsense.
Yeah.
It looks like you're saying no. We got our 5.
I'm trying to think.
I mean, if we're throwing it in there, buttonfly jeans.
But
I've been thinking about it, and I don't like it.
so why don't you like buttonfly jeans?
Because
Caleb?
we invented zippers. I assume that all jeans were buttoned. I don't know, like baggings.
So zipper is just the
Colonial
best
time.
fastening invention.
Just.
In fact, it was
goes
saying
up-
best fastener.
Well, it's a pretty good. I don't know if it's the best fastener.
If it's so great, how come you got like a button shirt on? Actually, you can see the two opinions right here. Like how come?
You need to step into the 21st century.
Yeah.
The problem, well, this is if you wear an overcoat, a zipper's good because you're trying to keep heat in, and it keeps heat in.
Yeah.
A button,
A button-down shirt is like an aesthetic thing.
It is
It's
also-
not gonna look good if you have a nice.
but it's also more airy. So I'm wearing a cooler shirt than a zipper.
That was not cool.
This one's not cool. Am I not cool,
It's
guys?
a nice shirt. I was
Comment
just
if you think I'm cool or not.
Jordan's one of the only 2 people watching.
He loves
You know what
me.
He's gonna say.
It's something with poop. I think
Yeah,
it's usually always poop.
I hope it is.
I just feel like with the pants, you have the one button.
I like the idea of a western where somebody's in the Wild West and there's just you in the corner. I hope it is.
I would love to be in a western.
What were you saying, Cale? I'm
So
sorry.
you got the
Cale.
one button.
You got the
and
one
then
zipper.
The zipper
I just
goes
think
up,
I think the button allows more ventilation than the zipper.
Well, no, I'm talking about just in jeans.
Oh, just in jeans.
Buttonfly
Yeah.
jeans.
Yeah.
Because then you gotta go.
Well, you also have.
Let me get this other.
You also just don't have anything. It's just fucking like a Ken doll.
Oh, your penis?
No. Like I'm just saying, there's no zipper or button. It's just pants, just elastic waist. Yeah.
The jetties?
Jeggings.
Joggers? Is that what they call them?
What about crotchless pants?
No, that's totally different because there's no zipper or button.
Yeah, it's the opposite.
Or crotch.
No, it's all crotch.
Ooh, that's like. How about just do one leg for a pair of pants?
Well, they do
you
that.
can't just not sell the whole pants.
That's what I never understood sweater vest. Like
Yeah.
that kind of thing, or just like padded
Sweater
vest.
vest might be a really bad invention.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
sweater vests are
That's
really
not the
bad.
worst.
I had an argument with my girlfriend the other day about it. She goes, "It's nice, keeps your core warm, and your arms are cool." And I was like, "That's the fucking dumbest thing
Yeah,
I
it
ever
doesn't
heard in
make
my
any
life.
sense.
Why would I ever want to do that?"
Yeah, my arms rarely get
Yeah, my arms are.
warmer than my
Yeah.
torso.
Yeah, that's not how it works. Like I want
It's
my
like you
hands.
stand between two fireplaces.
My
like
hands
this.
are always cold.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing? But that's besides the point. Don't tell her I said this. And So we're down to our final 5. We're going to go one at a time, look at them, and decide whether they're in the top 3 or not, starting with Flowbee. Is Flowbee, the vacuum that sucks your hair up and then cuts it, one of the 3 worst inventions of all time?
We're going to narrow it down to 3?
Yes. So if you don't know, you want to put on the bubble, we can keep going down the list. So we don't have to decide right now. Usually that happens with early ones, because we still want to go down. But we could talk about Flowbee, which I think we've done for a little bit.
I think I would put it in the top 3 out of the rest of the list, just because it's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's just a fun thing.
It's completely unnecessary.
But it's, so for you, I guess it kind of in your realm of making the world a worse place.
It is.
But in your realm, does it do the job it says it does?
I've never used one, but just sheerly from hearing how it works, and I think I've seen like a commercial, and I've seen Wayne's World, so I know what he's talking about.
Wayne's World, a comedy film.
Good reference.
Yeah, it's a good reference.
So you're going Flowbee possibly top 3 as well. All right.
I doubt anyone that ever owned or used one was like, best haircut of my life.
Glad I bought that.
Yeah.
I would say somebody who ever used a Flowbee probably didn't take a picture right after that.
Probably couldn't afford a camera.
Oh, Jesus. Spend all the money on Flowbee.
Yeah, but that's not a like staple item that most households purchase.
I know, but it's not. I wouldn't say if you use a Flowbee that would designate you as a poor person.
I think it should.
Maybe it should.
You're wasting all your money on Flowbees.
It's like
When you can you can pull your hair out by yourself if you want.
No.
How about you just tie a string to your hair and tie it to the other end of a car?
It wouldn't be even.
It wouldn't be even.
like just hang upside down and then just.
Okay, well you tell me how to do that.
I get a bar.
I am the bar.
I'll just hold you upside down.
I don't think that should be the top 3.
All right, we're gonna continue the list, and with cigarettes, are cigarettes a top 3 worst invention? We haven't really gotten to the side of like.
I'm gonna say there could be and I know there is, a massive like argument, and it's probably the worst because of
the death is
Well,
caused.
it has probably killed more people than mustard gas
yeah, but
at this point.
But have they killed more people than cars?
I don't have the stats on me, Joe.
You know,
I'm not an expert in this field.
in cars.
No, weren't.
But I would say I would think cars with a cigarette.
Cigarettes.
car pulled up and said, "Hey, you want to smoke?"
I was randomly reading like people dying on stage like stories, and there was one guy. And a lot of magicians die doing the bullet catch trick.
Yeah.
And a lot of them. And the one
You watched that David Blaine document?
No, I read a bunch of stuff because Neil Snyder almost died. He put a link to it. Yeah, I'll tell you after.
Did you try to catch a bullet?
I'll tell you after the podcast. But yeah, it's no. He's anyways. No. So the bullet the magician brought an audience member on the thing, and they go, "Well, the magician didn't know that the audience member also put nails in the gun." I was like, "What?"
What do you mean?
How do you put a nail in a gun?
That's what he did, and he killed the magician.
Was it a nail gun?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure nails
That
don't
makes
go
perfect
anywhere.
sense.
No, he put nails in the gun and shot him.
He didn't catch the bullet because it was a nail.
Yeah, he wasn't ready for that.
What did he just? He's like, I'm gonna get this. We'll
Yeah,
see
I guess
how
what-
magic this guy.
The whole thing is, I've been wondering what the person putting nails in was doing. Like, did he want to kill the magician? Was he
Seems
like,
it. Maybe
or
the
was he
magician
like,
thought,
let's see if it's a real trick. I'll see if he really can catch it.
Not a nail. He said he could catch a bullet, not the nail.
I would take cigarettes off because
You got nailed.
cigarettes are
R.I.P.
cigarettes are too popular.
Cigarettes are popular, and they make you look so damn cool.
I will say movies are better if the character is smoking.
Oh yeah. I like when people smoke cigarettes like this.
It's kind of like the clapper, where it's the worst invention, but it also, like, outside people are like, well,
Yeah.
it's neat that they're doing that. Like, Wes Anderson wouldn't have a career if his
No.
characters didn't smoke.
Yeah.
Those movies would look not as cool at all.
How are people supposed to know that you're an artistic photographer if the person you're taking a picture of isn't holding a cigarette?
Or you're not holding a cigarette. How are people going to know that you're a rebellious teen if you're not smoking a cigarette?
I think they're too popular.
All right, cigarettes, not in the top 3, but cigarillos. I have a buddy who only smokes Black and Milds, and I don't know how the fuck he does that. Those are the grossest things I've ever seen in my life.
That's like so much of a commitment.
Yeah. Well, you can put it out halfway.
Yeah, but then like, that's too much.
I smoked them every once in a while.
Bad.
They taste good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like pipe tobacco.
Gotcha.
It's like it's good, but like I said, I'm like
It smells is so much
forever.
different.
It's
That
not a
I feel like it
commitment.
probably it would taste different smoking, like bad, because it smells really bad.
And it tastes like pipe.
Tastes good. You like vanilla?
A lot of things that taste good smell really bad.
Like what? Name 3 things that follow that thing. Can't say fart.
Vinegar
All right.
in stuff. Okay.
A shot of vinegar. Ugh. Think you can die drinking vinegar?
That's I don't know.
I don't know.
There's cheeses.
Yeah, a lot of cheeses. I don't
cheeses
like the
smell
stinky
bad.
ones though.
No, I don't like the soft cheeses.
I don't like much cheese.
No.
That's the worst invention. A lot of cheeses.
A lot of cheeses.
The
Not
ones that-
cheese.
The ones that suck.
You like blue cheese?
No, it's all ridiculous. And
Not a big
shitty.
fan of ranch either. I don't like
No,
ranch.
ranch is the worst. I can do.
I agree. When I did the audio podcast, it's the best condiment, and the other 2 people pushed ranch so hard.
I
Actually, I think mayonnaise ended up winning, and I was just
cheese.
upset. No,
I like-
ranch won. Mayonnaise was on there.
Okay, I like mayonnaise, and I don't.
I like
think
spicy mayo with like a southwestern
Like
sauce. That's
ale?
like mayo. Yeah. A little kick to it, like horseradish mayo. He doesn't like mustard. Which brings up our next subject: mustard gas. Is mustard gas the top 3 worst? This is one Willie's first guess on like adding one to the list. He said mustard gas, of course.
I think. Well, no, we skipped one. We skipped Douls.
Yeah. We'll get back to it after this.
Okay,
It's
I would
fine.
say-
there's no real order to this.
I don't know. I would keep it in the top 3 just because it's so mean.
So mustard gas it's like tear gas, right? But,
No, it's like poisonous gas.
So when
Yeah,
mustard
you
gas
die.
goes off, you just die.
No, you breathe it in and you start to choke, and I think it will melt your skin off.
Yeah, it's like really mean stuff.
Is it
It's like it's
Like
like
they dropped it out of planes.
basically a spicy, very spicy bomb, and the spices kill you?
What?
yes, there's real mustard in it.
Is there not?
Yeah. No.
It gets all over your
It's like a
tie.
Southwest mustard. Just,
Wait, is there not
they
actual
drop it out of
mustard in
planes.
mustard gas?
No,
No.
there's not.
It's
I thought it was like
What? Are you
I
serious?
thought it was like
The color is yellow.
That's what I believe that's why it's called.
I thought there was actual mustard in
When
mustard
it falls
gas.
from the sky, it's like yellowish.
Why?
Why would it be made out of mustard?
I thought it would be burn your eyes. You don't get mustard
No,
in your eyes.
it's not like a deter. It's not fucking tear gas at all. It's like a very fucked up chemical agent. I'm pretty sure.
I thought mustard was heavily involved in mustard gas,
Yeah.
as in the main ingredient.
I'm pretty sure you die relatively quickly, and even if you don't die, I think you are
You're not living well.
potentially have kids with 3 arms or some shit like that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
about
It's
that.
radioactive?
It's bad shit.
I think it's just chemical warfare. It's not
It's,
radioactive.
it's one of those things that like so bad that after the fact, like
They're like,
everyone
"Leak
decided
out."
that like if you use this, like someone's gonna blow your.
You're a real
Like
bad.
everything
you're a
up.
real bad guy. Use it.
It's like the what are they? Is that that's not the Magna Carta? It's probably just like UN
No.
something.
It's not in the Magna.
I know the word the Magna Carta.
I know what a Magna Carta.
I think that's got to be in the top 3.
All right, it's
Even though I already know the one I'm gonna choose.
it's deadly. People don't like it. The Magna Carta, and also mustard gas, top 3. Next, Douls. Is Douls the top 3 worst invention?
Honestly, I was talking about this to somebody yesterday. I think non-alcoholic beer is dumb.
Yeah, of course
I think
it
it's the
is.
stupidest. Because, like, just, you could drink a soda. And people are like, oh, well, some people are, like, alcoholics, so they have to drive. Yeah, don't drink beer.
So what do you think
It
about? Like,
doesn't taste good.
what do you think about nicotine gum?
I also think that's dumb. I don't get anything. I've chewed it before, and it just tastes bad. And it doesn't do anything.
Really?
I didn't feel any, Yeah.
You don't look like you've ever felt the thing in
You
your
don't
entire life.
very rarely.
Very, very rarely. What do you think about Douls?
I don't think it's the worst ever.
I think it's dumb.
See, I think I do agree because it's like anybody that because you got people that are like, you know, I like beer, and it's like if you do like the way it tastes. I doubt, like, Douls. So just imagine you, like, yeah, you could drink any beer you want.
It's like a brewery like Flat 12 is like, we also need a non-alcoholic keg.
And that's actually the one I think had the best flavor. It's like, so it's a very niche market.
You could drink juice
Wow.
and get antioxidants.
Or water. I like water.
Water's
I think I think the main reason for, like, non-alcoholic beers is to, like,
fit in.
yeah.
It's such, but you
Because
don't.
anyone that, if it's like...
Because everybody sees you with your fucking Douls, like...
No, you gotta
Hey,
you put the thumb over the Douls label.
No, you do the koozie.
People still
You do the
Oh,
koozie.
you do a bev nap.
You do a Budweiser koozie.
My buddy in Houston, he had a bev nap. He just wrapped a napkin around the bud.
well, everybody knows you're fucking hiding something at that.
Bev nap. Is that juice?
Can I get you a beer? Yeah, the ones with the label scratched off.
Well, no, he didn't do that because of the Douls. He just liked it because it was a homemade koozie. The bev nap, he kept calling it. But you could do a bev nap around an Douls to hide that thing. You established early on that you're a bev nap guy. So slowly, when you don't just all of a sudden come out of nowhere. Well, that's not a bev nap. You got to wrap it around. That's just that's a coast nap.
It's a nap for my
It's
dad.
a coast nap.
It's a nap for
It's
my
a
dad.
nap coaster. Napkin coaster. Anyways, I think we've really accomplished a lot with that. So,
Yeah.
Douls not top 3 or his top 3?
I would say not top 3.
You're saying, so I'm assuming, because we haven't talked about truck nuts yet. Are you saying Douls and truck nuts is worse?
I think. See, I had my mind like truck nuts wins for me.
Oh, well, don't say that. We don't know what's going to happen. There's going to be some mystery. So you think truck nuts is a worse invention than Douls?
Definitely worse than Douls.
It serves no purpose.
Yeah.
But Douls serves like a little bit of a purpose.
I
Yeah.
don't think so. I think
Honestly,
I think,
I've had
I think
Douls.
the top 3 for me at this point is Flowbee, Douls, truck nuts. I think mustard gas
Is the odd one out.
when it accomplished what it was made for almost too well.
What do you think about that?
I think Cale made a compelling argument, and
We're taking mustard gas off the
I
list.
guess so.
Well, everyone who's ever died from mustard gas, you're not wanted. But guess what? You died for nothing, because it's not the worst invention ever made.
But it's a good thing though. Wouldn't that make it?
We got Flowbee.
Flowbee is odd. Like I feel like-
I think Flowbee's the dark horse in this whole thing.
also, why are these the only 2 things that are branded? Oh, we can get Keurig, I guess. Is fidget spinner a branded thing?
I don't know.
Because I feel like non-alcoholic beer.
Well, we just said Douls because it's better than saying non-alcoholic
name
beer.
brand
Yeah.
recognition.
We're sponsored by them. We're sponsored by everybody.
Oh,
Everybody that drinks it has a sponsor.
We're sponsored by the class. That was a good joke.
See you later, everybody. No,
Willie's got a brand new pig.
we got
I
3.
ain't talking about that shit on stage.
Talk about it,
What does that even mean? 3 worst inventions: Flowbee, Douls, and of course truck nuts. Unbelievable that we got this far. We haven't talked about truck nuts, so let's talk about truck nuts now. Why would they be the worst invention? And Willie seems to have some opinions on why he doesn't like these.
I like. They don't.
Stay up.
It's a big fake plastic set of
Nuts.
testicles that people insist upon dangling from like the tow package on their truck.
How else are people supposed to know my truck is definitely a man?
And then too, yeah, well, that's another thing. Like I thought men had a history of like, be like, oh yeah, this is my car. Like this, you know.
I think men had a history of saying, "Hey, this is my car."
but it was always like a.
Girl names for
Yeah.
the cars, yeah. Sheila.
But never, yeah, it's like Tim with the huge nuts.
Herbert the love bug.
Yeah.
Well, that was a boy car for a girl.
I don't know. It's just like I can't imagine that anyone ever. To me, it's the worst because I don't think one person should have ever bought one.
Is Catherine the horror movie about a car?
Catherine?
There's a horror movie where the car is like trying to kill him. I think it's Catherine. Anyways,
I'm not sure.
what? So you just think it's so odd.
I think it's just so pointless.
Yeah.
More so than fidget spinners.
Yeah, because like you said, like some people apparently you can't even. It's not like ooh, like I really enjoy that I got my nuts on my truck. Like most days it's the only thing. I hate my truck. I hate it. Don't like driving it. Can't wait to get a new one. The first thing I'm gonna do is take my nuts off. Put them on my
Take my nuts off.
Like what? Who? What does it do for anybody?
Nobody has ever been like, all right, so I was driving down. I had to stop pretty quickly. The car stopped in front of me. Thank God I had my truck nuts on.
Yeah.
Because it's just smashed right into the back, fucked up my whole back, but I'm safe thanks to my truck nuts.
Yeah, I mean,
If that hadn't been there, I wouldn't be here today.
I fell out of my car and it was driving away, and I reached up, and lo and behold, the only thing that saved my life was I grabbed a hold of these nuts.
I was allowed to Dukes of Hazzard myself back into the cab.
Hey, Bill, can we tow the boat with your truck? Can't move my truck nuts. Not moving them for nobody, no how.
those nuts stay there. It's like, yeah, I wasn't gonna buy. I mean, he was asking $6,000, and I knew the car was worth $4,800. But then I took a wander around back, and I saw that it clearly was a truck with testicles.
This is a man's truck. This ain't worth 4/5 of whatever the price.
I can't tell you how many phone calls and emails. I just got it piled up, and I can't tell the world enough. Yes, my car is a dude. Okay? I finally had to break down and just buy a pair of nuts.
I'm worried about the truck nut supporters watching this, and you know it's funny. We say truck nut supporters as quick as possible. It sounds like Trump supporters. Anyways,
There's probably a similar group of people.
I would love to see somebody who loved Bernie and had truck nuts.
I'd love to see someone purchase truck nuts.
I've never seen them ever available.
I've seen them in a store.
Oh, I live in a different
Someone's
neighborhood.
like, hey, here's $30.
Oh,
Can I have those for?
How much do they cost?
I don't know. Probably,
Like 30.
unless they're not. Like,
It
unless
depends
they're
on the
free.
size.
Are they I don't know how to say this. Are they full? Or are they like a sack with 2 balls in it?
What do you mean full?
Like, is it like just like thick
No, it's
plastic the whole
metal.
way? They're metal?
Some of them aren't.
Yeah, most of them.
Some of them dangle freely like it's June.
But yeah, it's like it's not like there's not like 2 marbles in a sack hanging from the back of the car.
It's made to look like testicles.
Yeah, they're
that's for
swinging.
sure.
It's like a solid metal.
There's
Yeah.
definitely
Are they always pink?
no. Some of them
No,
are
they're usually like metal.
yeah,
They're like silver.
Yeah.
but they're definitely nuts.
I feel like the last truck nuts I saw was like flesh colored truck nuts.
Not like they're actual.
I'm
like
sure
a
they have
rubber
plenty of those
section.
too.
Yeah.
Well, that's cheap. That's probably the worst invention. Rubber pink truck.
Yeah, the lame ones,
The shitty ones.
the lame, crappy.
The kinds that the cool guys with truck nuts are like.
So maybe it's like tough because it's steel balls, you know? I got steel
Yeah.
balls.
What? That's not. Your truck doesn't have a personality.
That
balls.
guy's got ice in
Yeah.
his balls.
Your truck has no dog in the fight. It's just
Got
a
some
truck.
dog balls.
The guy's probably got real tiny nuts. The guy with the big.
Well,
old
that's not
truck nuts.
judgmental tiny nuts. And
You know, it's a problem.
Why don't you just hang like just do a hand? Put a hand down there.
there's no car nuts.
No. Well, yeah, I could say they're drag.
Like, okay, if you can put nuts on the back of your
Straight.
car, can you put a dick on the back of your car?
Probably.
Is
Now,
that like illegal?
so truck nuts are legal.
I would assume. They
I don't
sell
think
them in
it's
stores.
Yeah, you can't.
But yeah, there's just a set of balls. But
Or-
then again, bachelorette parties go around with dick-shaped and ball-shaped objects all the time, and
Nobody cares
people
about
are
that.
just like, oh, well, they're having,
But that's
they're
because
having fun.
it's an event.
Well, it's
You
always
don't think it's an event when I get him a Ford F-150?
Yeah,
it's always an event when these bad boys get swinging.
I guess so. All right.
Okay, that's interesting because I feel like at first it seemed like truck nuts are going to win, but it seemed to die down the hatred for truck nuts because we voiced our feelings about it.
We did.
I don't know. I think it's just stupid.
Flowbee, O'Douls, truck nuts. Any of those stick out as something that shouldn't be in the top 2?
I don't know. It's weird that Flowbee has it has heat. Flowbee's got heat right now.
Flowbee's got some heat.
Because it's like O'Douls.
I think O'Douls is the one that sticks out as not the top 2.
I don't.
Here's
I don't
the
like
thing,
people
I've had an
pretending that
O'Douls.
they're trying to be some fucking cool guy.
That's everybody though. Like everybody's pretending
Yeah.
to be cool.
I'm not.
Okay.
You would be if you had a Flowbee.
That's why I don't have a Flowbee.
You had a clapper.
I didn't say I've always been cool. I've made mistakes. I don't know. It's just something about fucking just a guy at a bar drinking O'Douls.
Is truck nuts the one that's out of the loop for those other 3?
No way. That's the worst one.
Stuff. Because like the Flowbee is like so much. There's another layer to it.
Yeah.
It's like how can we cut hair, but be
As dorky as possible.
Dumbest way we can cut hair.
What do you think is the other one out?
Kind of the Flowbee.
Cale, so I'm thinking O'Douls, he's thinking Flowbee. You can say truck nuts and we can go on a long discussion.
I feel like truck nuts might be not the worst.
No way, dude. Truck nuts. Okay.
Well, okay, if you
Truck nuts only upset everyone, and the people that buy truck nuts.
They love
But they love that they know that everyone that sees them is going to be like, that's. They like making people.
You
mad.
have 18 Confederate flags on your car.
And some nuts. That'll help. That'll make everyone.
Well, what's worse, the nuts or the Confederate flags? I think the Confederate flags.
Neither of them. They're buddies. Also, yeah, no one's like, oh, cool. Hey, look at that.
This is unbelievable.
I live in the city, never see truck nuts.
This is unbelievable to me. We never got to the final 3 where all 3 people think it's one different thing, which makes this one of the best lists we've ever had in our lives. Our lives. My life. The podcast lives.
I mean, we'll all be dead soon.
Sometimes I talk to the people about the podcast. They go, oh, we at the podcast. It's just me. I don't know why I say we. But
you and one other person.
And one other person. We're down the Flowbee. I don't know who it is. We're down the Flowbee, truck nuts, and O'Douls. We've come to almost a standstill of what the worst. What the worst invention is and what one isn't. So WIlle hates truck nuts. Cale hates O'Douls. I think the Flowbee's the dumbest thing ever.
I think it is the only thing that's trying to be more
than what it should be. Truck nuts, but here's the deal. If we're going by, I'll say this. The people who drink O'Douls, do they like O'Douls?
No, they like being in a bar and talking to people.
Okay.
And then you're just the only person who's sober drinking O'Douls at a bar, and that's a weird guy. That's a dangerous person. Truck nuts, I've never had a person driving a truck with truck nuts get out of their car and start talking to me about their truck nuts.
Do you think a person who, the guy who invented truck nuts and the person who buys truck nuts hates truck nuts?
The guy who invented it, probably making money. So
and the guy who bought it probably really likes it.
Probably.
Do you think the people who bought Flowbee like Flowbee?
Probably, like, when they bought it.
Yeah. Like, when they pulled it out of the box and put it on the first time, they were probably so happy.
But right after that,
but after they saw what their hair looked like, they were like, ah.
So what I'm saying is the odd one that I'm maybe switching my vote, that I think truck nuts is the odd one out. Because
whatever.
The people who buy truck nuts love truck nuts.
They are stoked on the
It's an invention that works for its base.
But those people shouldn't be allowed to make decisions about what they like or don't like. They proved that they can't.
I'm sorry, Willie. I switched my vote.
Refrigerator nuts?
I've switched my vote. We're taking truck nuts off the list.
We can't just put nuts on everything.
Like
how hard is it to shake your hand?
We can't put
See, Willie. You wait and see.
We can't put nuts on a Flowbee.
Yeah. Just do it. Just drag it.
Just he's hitting you in the face. I'm sorry. I thought about it. I feel like that was the best conclusion I could come to. Is
Can
that
we do truck nuts on a Flowbee as #1 contender for best invention?
best invention.
You get them together, yeah.
We are down to Flowbee versus Douls, a top 2 that no one saw coming on worst invention.
I really fucking put my work in on this Douls thing.
A list of mustard gas. Imagining a guy in a bar who likes a Douls has a Flowbee haircut and outside his truck has truck nuts.
That's everything.
Well,
you got them all.
Yeah, that's what you're imagining, John, and you're imagining correctly, because that's me! No, we are down to...
You should have truck nuts all of a sudden.
so I gotta get
crossed it out.
I'll put truck nuts on my Buick.
I just think when you come talk about worst invention, people buying it, are they enjoying? Like that's the only one on this thing.
How do you enjoy just a nutsack on your truck?
People are dumb.
How do you enjoy that?
A lot of dumb people.
How do you go? No thanks. I'll meet up with you guys later. I'm gonna go just enjoy the fact that my car has testicles.
How do you avoid Rory Moore? It all happens. It just these people exist. They probably really enjoy the guy. I think it's bad to have sex with children. But Roy Moore, man, that guy, he figured it out, I guess. He found out what worked for him.
Douls or Flowbee,
Douls versus Flowbee. We're down to the final 2.
Yeah.
This is where we come to the vote. In this one, we don't vote what to take off. We vote what we want to win. The worst invention. And as always, we start with the most middle-aged person here, Cale. Cale, what is the worst invention? Douls or Flowbee? You can talk about it if you want, or you can say the... Excuse me, I'm sorry.
See, now I'm in an impasse because I feel like these are the 2 that I would have voted for worst. The things that I just don't understand.
It's unbelievable that Flowbee, you guys didn't know what it was, and you found out right before the podcast started, and you're like, that's really dumb.
I do feel like Douls is my truck nuts, though. I have a passion for it.
Yeah.
That's not really explained, and I guess some people could derive, but like, fuck it, juice. There are so many beverages that taste good that also don't have alcohol in them.
I'll tell you,
You can get soda at a bar.
Juice at a bar is not the best juice.
It comes out of it. It comes just like any other juice.
It's been there, it's usually expired.
I'm gonna jump on.
Bar.
Hold on. So you're saying that Douls is the worst invention? Compared to Flowbee.
This is tough.
Yeah, it's not easy. That's the whole point of the podcast. This is the most difficult finale I think we've ever had on the show.
Non-alcoholic beer is like a thing that was invented because people were like, I want beer, but I can't drink because I'm on probation.
Why do they have that accent?
I don't know, that's just what I think of when I hear people with Douls. Or that guy's like, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You come to this bar very often?
I thought, kind of like, I like Douls.
I like to stay on, I like to be alert at 2 o'clock in the morning.
John Steigel says Douls is a training beer.
That's dumb. Just start off with a real beer. How are you going to know how to get drunk if you just don't... You're going to be 21 and you're going to start drinking fucking whiskey and cokes, and then you're going to black out and die. Because you've been drinking Douls for 3 years.
What are you thinking, Willie?
I'm jumping on Cale's bandwagon as far as the Douls versus the Flowbee. I'm going with the Douls as far as the worst invention because I just realized I don't think it's technically an invention. It's just there was already beer.
Yeah, but there wasn't non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, there had to have been at some point. You just make beer and you don't leave it there long enough to ferment.
Make non-alcoholic beer.
You just don't ferment it as long.
Okay.
So you're saying it was...
So is there a little tiny bit of alcohol?
There's a very, very minuscule. I think it's like
It's like when you cook. It's like when you cook it in like food.
Yeah,
It can't get you drunk.
I
So-
know the stat is you
so-
have to drink I think it's you have to drink a case of O'Douls in an hour for 8 hours to get a buzz.
So we're here. This is the first time this has happened where another person on the podcast jumped in before the other person voted. So we have one vote.
I didn't technically vote yet, but I think you know what I'm going to vote for. But
Well, are you voting?
I want to hear what you got.
So I'm thinking I am voting Flowbee.
Well, what's your
Huge
try and
mistake.
slay us? 'Cause
Well, that's what I'm trying to.
Well, go ahead.
once I lost, I don't know if you can lose on a podcast. I lost. They crossed my winner out.
Here's the thing. Douls was made and is still being made.
That's
Therefore,
true.
it must be somewhat successful as an invention because it's still being bought by people. I don't think the government is, what do they call it when they give the farmers money? Extra money? The government,
Farm
Bribery.
No.
farming money.
Yeah.
Extortion?
No, you know what I mean? They give them
State Farm.
yeah, State Farm money.
Insurance.
I can't believe I can't think of that. Where they give them,
Tax.
they give the farmers extra money because they're making food that gets sold. I don't know what it's called. Anyways,
Check.
No farmer.
I can't. I wish I had different people right now.
Now I'm doing all my financial ones.
Flowbee.
10.
What I'm saying is Flowbee, I don't believe gets made anymore because it was a failed invention. It was bad. People didn't buy it. Those that did were not satisfied with the product. O'Douls has been around for 20 years, maybe longer, and it's still being made. So I would have to say, because of that, the Flowbee failed so hard on its little thing that it was trying to do that it stopped being made. Therefore, it is the worst invention. Is my reason for voting Flowbee.
I feel like if I saw somebody get a haircut with a Flowbee, that could be enough. If I saw what the haircut looked like.
Well, the problem is you're only going to see it in an infomercial, which isn't going to be a real thing.
It's gonna be an old infomercial too.
Yeah, it's going to be an old one.
I'm
It's
gonna
like
look that up.
early 90s. But they're going to probably have a haircut person on staff to cut them up after the Flowbee attack.
Alright, have you ever seen anybody who's cool drinking in O'Douls?
Have you ever seen anybody that's cool getting a haircut with a Flowbee?
No. And I think that's why these are the last two.
Have you ever seen anybody cool with truck nuts? And,
Probably.
I
I actually did at Ball State. There was these two
Ball
guys.
State.
There was this fucking dope yellow Cadillac sitting on fucking 40-inch rims. It's 2 feet off the ground from the bottom.
Ridiculous.
Big old set of truck nuts.
Ridiculous.
And it was these two black guys, and in the same parking lot, there was a motorcycle rally. And all white people in leather jackets and motorcycles, and they were just getting gas. These two guys. And, one of them went in to pay, and then the other one pumped, and then they drove around to the front of the door, because it was a fucking terrifying situation. But they also had the coolest fucking car I've ever seen. Butterfly, the doors that go out and then go up.
in a truck?
On a Cadillac. No, an
Oh.
old school.
What would you say your favorite part of the car was?
The truck nuts, of course.
It's the doors.
Doors, yes. Hey, wouldn't it be fun if O'Douls, you said they were a company for 20 years, if on their 21st year they started putting in alcohol? Like, finally!
Well, this sells a lot better.
Yeah.
We've been struggling for a long time.
Tim had
You know, if they
16.
did that, it'd be Flowbee all day.
Oh, they'll do new old duels,
Yeah.
and then they'll come back with old duels classic.
Old Duels Plus, Old Duels Extreme.
We call it
Oh,
Yo-Doos.
duels. I like that. I think that's really funny.
We call it Woe-Doos.
Old dudes, crystal O'Douls.
O'Douls Ice.
O'Douls nice.
O'Douls.
Just a malt liquor of O'Douls. A malt liquor that's non-alcoholic.
0.08.
Old Duels Heavy.
Ride the O'Douls train.
I like O'Douls now. I'm gonna
Try
try it later.
our Old Duels IPA.
O'Douls back on the wagon.
So I vote Flowbee. Willie, are you still voting O'Douls?
You said Flowbee last, so I'll go Flowbee.
Well, no, are you saying O'Douls?
I like O'Douls now just because it's fun to joke about. And you were right. Like, O'Douls still is made. I've had an O'Douls.
Yeah.
And it was not the worst thing that ever happened to me. It was a bit of a bummer. But that's all that was left, and I needed to wet my whistle.
I feel like that's the same argument that could be made for the Flowbee, though.
That was all that's left?
It was
Because all the barbers died?
It was all that was around. I tried it. It wasn't the worst thing that happened to me,
I lost an ear.
but I didn't enjoy it.
Okay, how about this? I would rather drink an O'Douls
Than get a
have
hair
something
growth
than a
Flowbee.
Flowbee haircut.
That's, well, then mustard gas should probably win.
No, I would never.
If we're going by that logic, I think the last thing I'd want to have happen is have be mustard gassed. But
I'm going with Flowbee.
I'm going O'Douls for 2 reasons. One, if it's a training beer, that is the
the dumbest fucking thing you ever in your life.
Just- training beer was just like you stole
either
it.
drink beer or don't.
By 2000, 2 million Flowbees had been sold.
How many O'Douls is that comparative to?
You can drink
I don't
2
know,
million
but that's
O'Douls
great.
in a
2 million Flowbees were sold.
I mean, how many clappers
That-
are sold? John, get on the horn and figure out how many clappers
That's
are sold.
insane. I didn't see. That's a lot of Flowbees.
Yeah. That's probably 4 million heads that Flowbee's touched.
I think O'Douls serves a purpose.
Alright, yeah, I'm sticking with Flowbee, and you're sticking with O'Douls. That means Flowbee is the worst invention, folks. Flowbee, crazy times. One of my favorite podcasts that I've had so far, in the sense that I had no idea what was going to win.
Can we put an asterisk and then point to truck nuts?
Chuck Nuts? No, I can't do that.
Joe.
Well, let me see that. God damn it. He got a weird honk out of Willie. Marketing, they may not have been used, but only once. That's why there was so many sold. Flowbee is the worst invention ever made, folks. Thank you so much for watching this podcast. You could follow, and thank you so much for special guest experts out of the show. Cale Forbes. Cale, do you have any Twitter or two very funny stand-up comics in Indianapolis? Definitely check them out if you see them on a show. Cale, do you have anything you'd like to plug, like a Twitter or a show coming up? Probably not a show coming up.
I
Business.
don't really use Twitter very much. It's Mr. Forbes. If you want to follow, if I eventually go on there and have enough followers.
What do
I
you
might
use?
something.
Facebook?
Yeah, I use Facebook.
Find them on Facebook. Cale Forbes.
Yeah, or follow me. I don't want to be friends with you if I don't know you, probably. But also, Union 50 Comedy Contest. It's going to be the 18th of this month.
This is
on
December.
Monday night, 10 o'clock. Union 50, Mass Ave. Got a lot of good comics.
Okay.
Winner gets $100.
Sounds good. Willie Bostic, also a fantastic comic in the scene. You know what? And like Cale, a good friend. Willie, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Dude, my Twitter, I'm not very good at it, but it's Bad Idea Factory. I think the best part is the handle.
That should have been your credit for the show.
It's Bad Idea.
Oh, you're a bad idea
I
factory.
didn't think about that.
Well, you know, nobody
Yeah,
can.
but then I'm doing on December 16th. But I think that's soon.
Yeah.
It's
I guess I gotta put this up soon.
Saturday.
Yeah, Carrie and Tyson's. They're doing it's like a live. I think they're
A
doing
live podcast,
But I'm
yeah.
gonna do. They're doing a couple sets before. I'm gonna do So that's like the next one.
That's nice.
And that's at the Shoe Fly.
That guy has never booked me for any show he's ever done. Anyways,
I don't book any shows.
not you.
Oh.
But I'm glad their podcast will have their 8th episode live in a bar. Last podcast we opened for RuPaul.
Oh, and come to the Shoe Fly open mic on Mondays. I run that.
Oh, yeah,
He used to
It's in
run
the
it,
same
and then
place.
he runs it now.
That's the best. It's a good open mic.
Yeah,
I
it's
almost
a
said
really
best, and then
well.
I'd
It's
say
up
best
there.
mic
It's pretty
is-
good.
as
I
far
think
as
the
open
Crackers open mic I like a lot.
I haven't been
But it's
on
not.
that
It's an
mic.
actual open mic.
Yeah, well they're both open mics.
But show up at 7 o'clock ish
Monday, every Monday.
every Monday.
And if you live in
Shoe Fly.
Indianapolis, you check out the subreddit Indianapolis, and you'll see comedy things you can do in the week. I put that up every Monday. You can follow me on Twitter at JoeAmerica22. I'm also very bad at it. But here's what I want you guys to do. I would love it if you guys watching would do this. On Facebook, thank you very much. All the live videos are there. You can like our page. Just like our page. Rate if you want. Also on YouTube, we have the Thank You Very Much page with all these videos on it that are great. Subscribe. If I get 100 subscribers, I can do a lot better stuff than what I'm doing right now in regards to like custom URLs and some other cool stuff. So please subscribe on YouTube and like the Facebook page. That's all I really want out of you. And thank you so much for watching. You guys are fantastic. I love you guys commenting on Facebook, letting you know what you want to see on the show. That's thank you very much. Worst invention, Flowbee.
When are you going to write everything backwards on this board so people...
That's thank you very much. You're welcome. Have a good night, everybody. Fuck you, Cale.